Hi, this is a two-part interview with Coach Massimo here. The first interview here is going to be on the physical side of table tennis, and the second part is going to be on the mental side. So Coach Massimo, thanks for meeting with me today.
Thanks to you for this opportunity.
The first question that we've got for today is, do you have any special drills that you recommend for beginners? So a kid comes to you for the first time or the first few times, what kind of drills do you do with them?
Well, the first thing for a coach, is to assess what kind of skills the kid has in that moment. Mm-hmm. So just to have a first assessment. If it's better maybe to adjust legs, or maybe starting from the grip, or maybe starting from the transition back and forth. So it is very important, when you have to deal for the first time with the kid, mm-hmm. just to know him, having a sort of a test, like simple test for footwork, or a simple test for transition back and forth and backhand, and simple test for speed. And then once you have an assessment on that, then you can go for to me, I would go for a very simple things. The basic, or I call the classic drill, is to play one back and one forehand. Then gives a good feeling of the players to have a good transition between backhand and forehand and backhand. Later on, you can also develop this in a sort of a random drill. But basically, backhand, forehand, backhand is the best drill. Mm-hmm. And in addition of this, I also would go for the another classic is the backhand and step around forehand, and then forehand from center or from forehand itself. So these are the two basic drills that I would recommend. And of course, don't forget the push.
Okay, good. And when you do those drills, what kind of things are you reminding them, or are they targeting? Is it like consistency, or placement, or footwork, or what are they really trying to focus on when they do like the basic drills?
I would recommend to have a good smooth action between switching backhand and forehand. Mm-hmm. So what we need in table tennis is to not to make our body stiff. We need to make the body as a perfect machine that moves in a limited space, and it requires to have a good and smooth transition between backhand and forehand. Okay. The quality of the ball, I don't think is one of the requirements at that level.
Right.
And also you have to consider that we have two levels to keep in consideration. One is the consistency, and one is the quality. So when we ask the kids to play consistent, badly the quality will drop badly down. Mm-hmm. When we ask the quality will be very high, but the consistency will be very low. So they have to basically to compromise this. And the coach should also try to guide them, in order, once they get a better feeling and better, then we can push a little bit more. Mm-hmm. It's like when you drive a car, you drive the first time car, you go very slow because you are not confident, you want to take a very cautious, and then go slowly. But once you get confident, then you can go faster and faster, and you can dominate the road. See, here is the same. Mm-hmm. So you go from simple to complex, from slow to fast, from easy to hard. So that is to make the players more comfortable.
Good. Excellent. Very good. And for your elite athletes, for the athletes that you're training for the Olympic trials, are there any special drills that you do for them?
Yes, of course. The preparation, the drills are completely different. Mm-hmm. You have to elaborate sort of a scheme, sort of a sequence where they combine at the same time a little bit of consistency and a little bit of a free execution of the stroke in order to win the point. Right. But the important thing is that when we do practice in this way, we consider only one side practicing, mm-hmm. and the other side having a sort of a partner of just returning mm-hmm. the ball. Mm-hmm. So a good thing is to make both involved in winning the point.
How do you do that?
Do that in make the rallies free, maybe like 4 or 5 balls consistent, and then become free. Or maybe ask the partner to play an active block, or stepping around and play counter loop, convert from block to attack, or opposite, from attack to control. But make both sides dynamic in order to keep them in the same feeling to, okay, I want to win the point, and also, and so the partner wants to say.
Right. So have you felt that that's been pretty effective as far as having both people involved in the drill instead of one just being the passive?
Absolutely, yes. Because otherwise you get lazy. You just practice, and you don't feel that there is an equal feeling to win the point, which is the main thing in the game.
Right.
So when you are in the game, you have the feeling, I have to win the point, but also the opponent has the same feeling.
Right.
So if we have a practice that creates this sort of a synergy, and then is the best. So 3-4 balls can be random or can be pre-arranged drill, and then immediately develop in some free, maybe back and down line or forward into the body, but has to become free in order to make the both sides involved in winning the point.
Okay, so for our viewers that have never seen or done a drill like this before, could you just break down like one of those drills that involve both of us? Say I'm the player and you're the blocker. How would the drill play out? Just pick one drill.
Oh, can be, for example, one of the classic middle corners.
Okay, so you're blocking one to my middle and then one to either corner.
Yeah,
okay.
And then maybe the third time I play to the corner, I play active, and in that moment become free.
Okay, so you're blocking controlled. One to the middle, one to the corner, one to the middle, one to the corner, one to the middle,
then
free.
Then free.
And free means I can hit anywhere and you can hit anywhere.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that way it involves both players as opposed to you just falling asleep during the drill.
Exactly, exactly. So a good preparation is, I feel, we have to keep both players motivated. So it's not that one player works and the other one just control, thinking something else. Okay, I have to block there and there, even with a good placement. Right. But somehow we have to come up in a sort of a game feeling.
Right, right. Excellent, excellent. Good. And just prior to major tournaments, is there any other special drills that you do? Let's say we've been doing a routine exercise or routine drills for 4 or 5 months, and now we're 1 week before the Olympics. Are there any special drills that you do just prior to a major tournament that you wouldn't normally do on a normal daily basis?
It's all about how you arrange, how you plan your preparation. As I used to say, we have a part of a volume, pure volume, where you try to strengthen your footwork, your body power, your serve, your spin, anything. And then slowly you are going to decrease the quality of the volume, the quantity of volume, to give more time for the tactics, let's say. So 1 week before the major tournament, once again, I would go for just a very little consistency and immediately free. Can start the drills with the regular serve, that's not wrong in that. So regular serve can be 1 or 2, 3 balls maximum that you know more or less where the ball coming, and then immediately get the feeling that I want to win the point and my partner will do the same. In addition of this, we can have also some situations, some ending game situation. So you can have currently, for example, with my players, I'm practicing not on the full game, but just create some ending situation like 9-10 with my serve. What to do with 9-10 with my serve? And it happens very, very often. Or the opposite, maybe match point from to the opponent. What to do in that? He has the match point, but he has also the serve. What to do? Should I risk? Should I play conservative? Should I try to hold a little bit back? What? So that's, I want to make the players thinking about that and
so
make the right.
Starting at 0-0, You just
Yeah.
start a game at 9:10.
Something like that.
Okay.
Something like that. Sometimes also you can have a full game. That's not the big deal. But I want the feeling that nowadays with these 11 points, with the plastic ball, there are a huge quantity of games that ending 11-9, 12. How many times? Just go back to the nationals and you'll see how many matches used. How many times played used. So I want them getting a little more used, which they are, but also preparing specifically on that. I think is a good idea.
Good, excellent.
And they have a good response actually. If they start 9-10, they have a sort of frustration. What to do? And they lose. They lose 1, they lose 2, best of 7, lose 4-0. Well, how possible? So it means that the focusing is not at the best. So it's very interesting, and sometimes also maybe 6-8. What to do 6-8, or so something like that.
Excellent. And do your players, do they have a training cycle? Do you think like a training cycle is important, as far as they're 6 months out from a tournament, they do different preparations such as fitness or match play or drills, and then as it gets closer to a tournament, do they change, or is it fairly similar to the same routine during the whole like 6-month period?
No, that is the best part of periodization, you know. So it's, to me, it's very interesting because as a coach, it's very important to plan properly.
Right.
This can be 6 months, can be 3 months.
Yeah.
It depends the cycle, how you make the cycle.
Right.
Because when I was in Italy, in Europe, that we have a very important match every week because we have the league.
Right.
So you have to make the cycle in 1 week. So
Right.
what to do in that? So it depends when you want the players to reach the peak.
Right.
So once you know that, then you can go for a very simple but consistent plan.
Right.
And it can be, as I was mentioning before, maybe volume in the first part, having loading, a lot of balls with many balls also, nothing, no games, no serve and free, nothing of that. And then slowly when you approach the competition, start to refine the preparation. I don't mean that you have to give up many balls or some consistency. You have to keep it, as I said before, but also it comes a moment that you have to think what to do in a game.
Right.
So what to do in a game, and not only on your point of view, but thinking also some opponents, and we don't know what opponents we have to play with, right? So, but somehow we have to come up in the idea that okay, more or less I know my opponents, I have to play with that guy, I have to play with that, I know what to do last time. So try to review your past experience, having a good feeling with the players, get as much feedback as possible from the players in order to understand what were the fears of the player, why they didn't succeed in that moment, or why they succeeded so easy. So even when they succeed so easy, we have to pay attention if they have to play again with the same player. So it's very important to analyze continuously according to the feedback of the players. One thing I'm concerned is when the players doesn't say too much, and you don't have the magic wand to read the crystal ball. So that is it's the job of the coach to try to stimulate the players in order to let him speak out, and then try to investigate what the feeling he has. Maybe 1 week prior to the competition, maybe he feels okay. My backhand not working. Okay, let's go a little bit. Let's devote some time for your back and make the player a little more comfortable, and also give the player sometimes a little more responsibility in picking their drill. So that was another part very important, because when we ask, okay, it's your time, pick your drill, 7-8 minutes, something like that, they have only serve and free. They don't know basically what they really need.
Right.
They just go for the simple one. So I want them make thinking.
Excellent, excellent. A lot of drills are designed with moving or watching the ball or whatever, but I think that one thing that's important, and it's been coming up a lot on my articles as well, is watching the opponent. So if you can watch the opponent and you can read the opponent, you can know where to place the ball. It's nice to say, I want to place the ball exactly to his elbow or to his wide forehand. But if he's waiting for that spot, that might not be the most effective return. So how can we develop drills that are designed to watch the opponent so we can know where to play? Are there any special drills that you can think of or that you currently do?
Well, there are some drills, especially with many balls. I used to do with many balls. One of the problem is exactly what you were saying right now. The players are focused on the ball coming and the ball going, forgetting what we call peripheral focusing. You know, so I'm watching the entire field. At the same time, the ball is included in that field.
Right.
So one of the good exercises is to play many balls, sending from different area from the table, and ask the players not to watch the ball just played, but watch just the coaches feeding the ball.
Okay.
So that makes them in a different focusing. So it's not that the ball coming and I perform that ball, but I forget how to perform. It goes mechanically. It goes automatically. But my focus is on the other side. So this is one of the drill. Or maybe when you play with the kids, you can just move the pedal. Just move the pedal in a certain area of the table, and they have to hit the pedal. Just to create some targets in motion, where they have to pay attention by the time ball coming, and they see with their eyes that the ball is moving, the pedal moving on the back, and then immediately I convert my strategy to play exactly in that spot. So one good exercise is to have a target can be moved over the table, just to give them a little habit to hit that target.
So would you move the target like during the actual rally?
Yeah.
Oh,
It can
really?
be your pedal. It can be your pedal. You send the ball. By the time you send the ball, you just move the pedal quickly in a spot, and so they realize immediately, oh, the pedal is there, and then they have to hit the pedal. Or maybe you move the body one side, they have to hit on the opposite side. Or maybe you move back, and then they have to play a passive block. Something like that. So whatever you create in order to make them thinking is the best. So they change slowly. They change. They focusing not in what I do and just keeping their focusing in a very limited area, but expanding better their field of view.
And do you think that kind of drill would be appropriate even for beginners, or would you only do that with like intermediate to advanced players?
That's for the beginners. I have a different approach. I want them being more focused on their body. I believe that once again we have the same problem. Focusing too much to the ball and to make the best shot possible, and forgetting how the body prepare the stroke, or how the body perform the stroke, maybe sometimes with the right leg forward, or not bending, on keeping straight, getting stiff. So I want them more focused on the body posture and the body execution. And once they have a good skill, good technique skill, then we can go for the next. When the kids beginners play, they don't have any thoughts. They just go randomly. They should attack, they push. They should push, they attack. So it comes in a sort of a wild thing, you know.
Right.
So we need them to put their focus in something. To me, it works when they are focused on their body, because I want that techniques should be a proper techniques,
Right.
and not just hitting the ball just because I have to.
Right, right, excellent. Good, good. This is a question that comes up every week. My students, as well as my readers, email me this question all the time. I can't return the guy's serve. I've got no idea what he's serving. I'm a beginner, and I just get utterly destroyed by serves at the club. Do you have any tips for serve return for a complete beginner walking into a table tennis club? He's been beating his grandpa and his wife and his great uncle at ping pong in the basement for years, but now he walks into a table tennis club and he's completely clueless. Do you have any tips for him?
Well, I have a different point of view regarding the serve return, which is a part of a very common frustration, let's say, situation. I believe is a false issue, because it is true that I have a problem in serve return, but also it is true that also my opponent can have the same problem for the serve return.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that at a certain level, at any level, I would say, any level, the beginners or the top level, even you watch the best players, serve and serve return are sort of annihilated.
Okay,
It's not the big deal.
okay,
It is because you feel that, oh, I cannot return my serve, but then you forget that also when you have your turn to serve, if you are focused only on serve return, then you forget that you may have a good serve. So I would go for a split in two. Okay, serve return is a problem. We can solve the problem. Of course, as usual, you can watch the serve, you can watch the opponent's motion. Sometimes players are too close to table, so they don't have enough time to control the ball. One of the best is to wait for the ball, not to try to return right off the bounce like the top players. So that is one of the common mistakes.
okay,
The kids, the beginners, they want to act like top players. So they go right off the bounce, they try to hit the ball, maybe they try to touch the ball with the feeling, and the ball goes anywhere but the table.
So by waiting, what does that do?
Waiting means that you have to wait with for the long bounce. Let the ball bounce longer, and you can return with the push. You can do what you want for two reasons. One, you can read better. Second, the ball anyway decreases its spin, so you have a better chance to return if you wait. That's I bring this example. When we play with them, when we play with the medium players, beginners, intermediate, or even advanced, top coaches or good players, they never return fast. They never return off the right off the bounce. They do with their peers.
Right.
Because we want to control the ball.
Right.
So if we return right off the bounce, then we have to risk.
Right.
We have to risk when we play with our level, same level. But when I play with the weaker player, I just go with the ball and maybe simply push to the backhand, and then I'm starting to play the next ball. So I have more time to control. I can kill the spin. I can manage better. Maybe the ball is long, rather than thinking that was short anyway, and then I can control better the ball. So it's a combination. I understand it's not easy, because when you are there, you get you rushed. You want to make a best return possible. The thing is, let me return first, and then let me play on the next ball. So the main problem is to miss right away the return, and try also to have the feeling to learn something. So when you play the games, basically there are 3-4 serves, not too many, and you have maybe best of 5. It's enough time
Right.
to get used and to learn a little bit. So we have to be open on this, not to try to return too fast, try to wait, make it back, and play on the fourth ball. So that is the something that can
Good,
help.
good, excellent. That's good. Do you think that the U.S. will ever be as good as China?
That the U.S. is in a good company with many other countries in the world. So I don't think we have the chance to reach the same level as China. When I was in India, I was head coach in India. They used to ask me the same. So you think India is a great country, big population, great potential. So they felt that maybe we can be like China. But China has a different organization, different system. It's difficult to duplicate.
Okay,
They
so-
can duplicate everything,
right.
but we cannot duplicate China.
So give it 50 years, and we have a 1% chance. How would we accomplish that 1% chance within 50 years if it were to happen?
I think the key of to succeed in a country is to have a common program, a common plan, starting from those who have the power to give the techniques directives. So and then you spread your let's say your verb in every place you play. So suppose in America we have 100 club, and we have the same system, same quality of coaching, same hierarchy. There is a boss, then there is 2-3 coaches, and then some assistant coach. They all follow the same guidelines. And we have a bunch of players, like 100 clubs. Maybe we have, I don't know, just to say 10,000 players. Okay, then we can work on this number.
Right.
But we have to have the same system.
Right.
So if we are wild, if we are in a sort of a tribal, you know. Every club is a little tribal and try to make their own stuff. I try to keep my garden in better, so I can grow some potatoes. The other club grows some cucumber. The other club. So we need to be consistent. Maybe and only maybe we can have a better chance to compete.
Excellent. All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.